Let's grind. Let's get it. Let's go. Here we are, and this is the May 30th, 2021 episode of the Boxing Source radio show. I am your host, James Bell, the leader of the Boxing Source on social media. Yep, that's it. Yeah. So we at it. Let's go. Y'all know what it is. Y'all follow me on social media. Y'all know how to, get to us. If you don't, then we'll pretty much show that Joker on, the ticker at the bottom. So y'all know how that goes. But we want to get into the boxing talk, and we got, a few things that we want to go through. Of course, you had like a lot of action that went down, in Las Vegas and over in Carson, California. So we're going to be going into that here. I wanted to, jump into, the main event there over in Las Vegas. You had, of course, Devin Haney defending the WBC lightweight title, right? And he was going up against former champion Jorge Linares, man. Jorge Linares, of course, was defending champion, did lose his belt at one point against Vasyl Lomachenko, which, of course, people were bringing up that particular fight multiple times. Um, and then, after that, he had gone up to super lightweight at one point, which was a big mistake. He also, did have a couple of fights in the interim. He was supposed to be put in position to first fight Ryan Garcia last year, but that fell through COVID and among other things. Then they, tried to put him in a bout against Javier Fortuna for the WBC Diamond title at lightweight, and that fell through. So now you just have him going up against Devin Haney, and this was, something here with Devin Haney, undefeated 25-0. And a lot of people were asking a lot of questions about Devin Haney and what he could do in the, either the upper echelon of the lightweight division or the against more experienced fighters there in the lightweight division. And, Jorge Linares was pretty much one of those guys that was, one fighter that, he could get a few things that could be done, as far as like what he could do in the lightweight division. I know that, people were going into this fight highly favoring Devin Haney. A good amount of people felt like he could have went in there and stopped Jorge Linares, thinking that Jorge Linares was pretty much past it, well past his prime or whatever it is, and that, Devin Haney should be able to walk through him. But we're talking about, someone in Jorge Linares, like I said, was a veteran in the game. He's been in there for almost 20 years, over 50 fights in his professional career, so this was going to be a good test for Devin Haney. And, that's pretty much what we got here. I think that, a good number of questions were answered there in reference to Devin Haney in this bout against Jorge Linares. He was able to, do a mixture of things in the ring against Jorge Linares, and also, give the fans that were there in Las Vegas a little bit of a show, so to speak, working on the inside, working on the outside, showing that he could take a punch. He could take a punch there against Jorge Linares, and that he was able to, go through a little bit of adversity. Now there are some people that kind of like didn't like how Devin Haney closed out the bout the last couple of rounds, which we'll, get into in a little bit. But fact of the matter is, he went through 12 rounds with Jorge Linares. He came out there with the victory, and he's still there as WBC champion and undefeated. You know, um, and for me, I think this one was one fight that Devin Haney definitely needed on his, repertoire. I think that his last performance, a lot of people felt like he, you know, should have went through and ran through Yorkis Gamboa, and he wasn't, able to do that. And it just ended up being a decision victory. And with that being a decision victory for him over Yorkis Gamboa, it left a bad taste in a lot of boxing fans' mouths. So, the next fight that he had to show a little bit of something. Either he had to go through a fighter and get a knockout, or he had to, show something on route to a decision victory that says that he has multiple facets to his game. And he went into this fight. He trained, of course, with his father there, Bill Haney, and also added Ben Davison to this thing. So that kind of like went more towards what Devin Haney was willing to do and to develop as a fighter. I mean, remember, folks, I mean, he's there at still 22 years old. I mean, he's had a little bit of a extensive career with over 25 fights, but he's still, 22 years old. So there's still a lot of growing for him to do, a lot of development that he has to, go ahead and take on. Now, I want to add in a guest here, see if he wants to, comment on what happened between Devin Haney and Jorge Linares. Should be checking in from the South, the South area. Brother Mike, what's going on?
What's going on, JR? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mike.
Yep. I'm outside cutting grass. I'm talking in between. So
Man,
you gave
you out there doing yard work again, man. Improving the yards up, man. Hey.
Hey, notice the last time I said it was about 3 weeks ago. So I ain't gonna bring attention to that.
About to say,
But
man, I hope the housing authority ain't coming after you, man. Like, we can't have that.
no, we can't have that. You already gave your synopsis on the fight.
Just really brief as far as like Devin Haney getting the win, and just that he did a little bit of mixture in the way that he approached this fight. Like, he was boxing at one point, and he was also fighting on the inside against Jorge Linares. But as far as like the scorecards, I haven't really gotten into that yet. So go ahead and what you're going to talk about with this Haney Linares thing real quick.
Yeah. I think it was definitely the type of fight that Devin Haney needed. I think that it does him a disservice to compare his win with other people's win against Linares. Like, I mean, you can compare, but I don't think at this point in his career, it is a fair comparison for and to him. For example, Lomachenko's win over Linares. He hurt both of them. Linares hurt both of them, but in my opinion, going into how the fight went on, Devin Haney, for the most part, won every bit of 10 rounds. And then, he was giving the fans what they asked for, which was stop being so boring. I mean, I didn't mean to say that so crude. Stop, add a little bit more risk, which translates to stop being so boring. And he exactly did that. And if you play with fire, you can't be a fireman and not have ever gotten burnt. Like that, I don't think it's very unlikely for you to be a fireman and you never have gotten burnt. So, he gave people what they wanted. So you can't ask for him to say go unscathed if this is sort of one of his first few times, doing this. And so with that being said, he went at it and pretty much was controlling the fight with his jab. And so the reason to me why he got hurt was two things. For 10 rounds, 9-10 rounds, he was leading the action with the jab, which, I mean, he does have one of the best jabs in the division, like, if not the best. And so leading the action with the jab and then, sort of keeping his opponent at bay with the body shots. And so you notice Linares his zeal to continue was sort of not as high, but when Devin Haney stopped jabbing, he stopped going to the body, Linares was more ready and like willing to go there with him.
Yeah.
Which, in the 10th round, he wasn't jabbing, he wasn't going to the body, and that's when Linares hurt him. Now, Linares was very close a lot of times to hitting him. Like, I will say that, but then he just got that much closer and landed when Devin Haney wasn't throwing his jabs and his body shots. I think that the way that he did in this fight, it lets me know he would definitely beat Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia might land something big on him, but he would definitely beat Ryan Garcia. There are some things with Devin Haney that I see that he needs to work on, which is he doesn't get his head off the line. He'll throw his shots. Excuse me. He doesn't have, when I say he doesn't get his head off the line, he doesn't have head movement. You know how some people have like body movement and waist movement, and then they don't like move their head, like they don't move their head like to the left of the line, to the right of the line, to the left of the line. He just moved his body. Like the only thing he was doing was rolling. I mean, he did a great job of the rolling, and it looked nice. You could tell he practiced it, but he doesn't move his head. He can move his head like an inch, and then it'll be like James Toney. Well, James Toney move his head, and you just miss him, or Floyd, or anybody. So I think he definitely has to work on that. This is what he needed in his career. I think that people can say he ain't that good, but to me, he showed me a lot more facing adversity in this fight and getting past that adversity, because you can see, forget what anybody said, he held on for the whole round. Now, the ref should have corrected that, but the ref didn't. So he did what he was supposed to do in terms of holding on, and then that's what you ask for in a fighter, to you get past the encounter and you get your head clear, and then you go back to business. He did everything he was supposed to do. Like, it was, to me, I enjoyed the fight. I enjoyed watching him get past adversity. And so to me, my whole view on him has changed. Like, at first I was like, I'm not so, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, I was toward the leaning to the crowd to say he was boring, but with the right dance partner, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, you pointed out two things there with Devin Haney. One about, one of his deficiencies, and that is, keeping his head on the line or whatnot. And that makes him a little bit easier to hit. He could use his height, use his length and whatnot. But if he's still, there right in front of you, then yeah, he can't get hit. And so that's what ended up happening to him in the tail end of the fight against Jorge Linares. But also he showed a little bit of resiliency, when he, got caught at the end of the 10th round against Jorge Linares, and then, got rocked a couple of times in the 11th. And then, he resorted to holding, getting in close, tying up Jorge Linares so Linares couldn't, get off his offense. And, that was just the key part there in showing that he has that level of experience to know, okay, if I'm, buzzed or if I'm hurt and I can't really do something to, get my opponent off of me, then let me tie him up. Let me get in the clinch. Let me tie him up. And that's what he did, for about, a round and a half, and he got himself back into it there in the 12th round. So that was, a couple of things there to point it out with Devin Haney. That was, something that shows that he knows, those tangibles to, if he does get in trouble, then, okay, this is what I could do, or this is what I can resort to. Now, I got to add this person on here since he's on pretty early. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. He'll share his thoughts about this particular fight, but I know that there's going to be something else that he's going to talk about. So I just want to get his, opening out of the way. So go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Bomb Squad!
see. Come on.
What, man? The king has returned. He's back. He's back. He's back, goddammit. He is back. He's better than ever. And he built himself a facility. A facility to commit legal homicide. God damn it! Oh my God! Woo! My bones were shaking. I was like, yes, that's what I needed to hear, man. The king is back. Where's crown at?
Oh my God! Oh, we're gonna. All right, I can't do, man. I can't do this, man. I can't. All right, all right. We'll get into that.
Who's the producer for this show? You produced this show yourself?
Oh my God! Woo.
Because I got some complaints.
Uh-oh. We got some complaints.
Yeah, why the hell is Devin Haney the lead story of the show?
Because I say that Devin Haney is the lead story of the show.
We witnessed history last night, okay, on an excellent card broadcast by Showtime. We witnessed the record.
I wanted to get this out of the way ASAP so that we could talk in depth about every single fight that was on that Showtime card. That's why I wanted to do this.
That's what I'm talking. We're not going to talk about the undercard, right? I want to hear about Chantel Cameron.
Man, listen. I don't. I'm not gonna go into the Chantel Cameron thing. I'm not gonna go into Shane Mosley and Jason Quigley.
God.
I'm not gonna go into that. We are just talking about Devin Haney versus Jorge Linares, and Devin Haney getting through this fight.
Well, I'm not sold. I wasn't impressed by either guy. And for all those who tell me that Linares is this great fighter, this great test, this elite fighter, if Linares is so great offensively, why the hell could he not create space to get Devin Haney the hell out of there?
I didn't say any. I don't know about space like offensively. I just said he's more of a veteran, but he isn't like, I wouldn't say like he's a great offensive fighter. Like, I mean, if you look at the previous fights that he's had, right, all of the losses that he had up to this particular point, he lost by knockout.
Well, the Zone telecast was calling him one of the best fighters of his generation. I don't know what generation he was a part of, but I don't remember him being one of the best fighters of any generation.
I don't even think he ever unified. Yeah, he didn't unify, man.
I can think of at least 10 to 15, 20 fighters better than him in any generation. So I don't know which generation they're talking about. But Devin Haney, I think yesterday was probably the worst thing that could have happened to him in the eyes of boxing fans. Because you know what's going to happen now? He's going to go back to that whack style that nobody care about because his chin is suspect, okay? And he don't want to get hit on that chin. You heard stories about him getting rocked in sparring and then his father pulling out a gun and all upset because they hurt his son or whatever. Now we know without a doubt that this kid has a suspect chin. Not because he got caught with a big shot and got wobbled, but because he never recovered from it. It wasn't like he got hit with an equilibrium shot where you could understand that. He got hit on the chin and never recovered. This kid has a highly suspect chin. The rumors that we heard all these years has been officially confirmed. So now he's going to be on his bike every time he's fighting. And it's going to be boring to watch. He's going to 12-0 a lot of people. And he's going to claim that he's great. But we know, oh, yo, I just saw that cut, yo, Jamil.
Yo.
You see, usually I'm not looking at my phone, but I just saw that comment flash across. Fucking bastard. But yeah, I wasn't
What did he
impressed.
say?
Man.
I missed it. What did he say? I missed it. I wasn't at my phone. What did he say?
I said Devin Haney should finish.
No. What did Jamil say?
He said I'm a casual.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I just want to know. I wasn't at my phone. Okay.
Oh man. I mean, hey Matt, maybe that was the reason why Devin Haney never took that fight with Mr. Gary Russell.
and you know what's funny? You know Gary would have got him out of there. Gary know how to create space. You saw it with Gary Antoine yesterday. They know how to create space, push you off of them, and let their hands go with the combos to get you the fuck up out of there.
Man, yo, Antoine came through, boy.
He's an animal.
He just dissected them bit by bit, piece by piece. Man, listen, Santiago ain't had no shot. He had no shot, no answer, no
it
nothing.
Makes you wonder, is Gary Antoine that good? Or is Adrian Broner that bad? Or is it a combination of both?
I say it may be a combination of both. I think that Adrian Broner is, he may be like on the tail end. He may be done. In that if they're gonna play matchmaker with Adrian Broner, that it's gonna be something where they get the most out of that particular fight. Does
Al Heyman and Showtime have the courage to feed Adrian Broner to Gary Antoine next?
No.
Damn.
No. I said after the fight, that Gary Antoine got, the 6th round stoppage victory, over Giovanni Santiago. I said that he did call out Adrian Broner next, but I said that he would more likely fight whoever one of the guys that went on the next fight that happened on that card. Okay. Now, thing about that is, getting to that a little bit later, that that particular fight had a little bit of something on the line for it, so they're not gonna push Gary Antoine against the winner of that fight.
No,
it would probably be against the loser of that fight. So,
that's whack.
Well, I mean it is, but when I was listening into what happened after that fight, their overall direction for the winner is that they want to get him in there against higher ranked contender if they can't get the champ. So
no, I thought that fight was a semifinal.
It could have been, but the thing about it is that
the winner of Ritson versus Ponce.
Oh, okay. So I was seeing if they had a matchup between one of those 3 guys that were ranked above, Matias and Jukambayev. So that was what I was looking for, if that was going to happen. So I don't even know if they even going to try to make that fight. Who knows, especially seeing what what my guy did there, man. I mean, Subriel Matias, in this fight against Jukambayev, pretty much did the same thing that he did against Malik Hawkins.
Yeah,
he walked through him,
beat his ass up.
He just beat him up, just walked through him and beat him up. I mean, there were, you had like that first round where Jukambayev was, boxing a little bit and getting the best of Matias, but Matias was just like, man, I'm gonna just walk him down and throw punches while I'm walking him down, and he isn't able to hurt me. Oh, okay, it's on. Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
So once he scored that knockdown, in the fourth round, that pretty much was like, the that kind of like sealed it, because I mean it was like back and forth. A lot of people were talking about those first few rounds, a lot of action in that fight, and then Matias is knocked him down. You just saw his overall confidence go up, and he was just walking through anything that Yukabayev was throwing. And then there was like one point at the end of one of those rounds, Yukabayev hit him with a hook, blah,
Yeah.
and Matias just didn't he didn't get really phased by it.
Yeah, what's
You
crazy is the Showtime announcers kept saying, "Oh, Matias is hurt because his body turned." No, he just turned his body and started walking back towards him
yeah,
again.
walk, yeah,
I was like, "Yo, this guy is insane."
yeah,
He's like
um,
he's like Provodnikov, but with actual boxing skill.
yeah, yep, man. And these two things here are the wins that he's had, against Malik Hawkins, now against, Jukumbayev, put him up there. And the thing about it is, I have to look more into the other fight that Lewis Winston, Ritson,
The
Jeremiah Ponce fight,
Sandman.
because I'm looking at this and it's saying that Ponce fight with Ritson is a final eliminator.
No, that's
That
Eddie
can't be.
Hearn and his false advertising. It's actually a semifinal. The winner of Ponce and Ritson is supposed to fight Matias next. Matias confirmed it, and his manager confirmed it, and they said they will pursue it if Eddie Hearn tries to screw them over. So ain't nowhere to run.
So that's the thing there with that super lightweight division. Of course, we know about the undisputed champion Josh Taylor. Um, he's gonna have a defense of that undisputed title against Shaq Catterall real soon, and so we're just waiting on what's gonna happen with Ritson and Ponce in the next couple of weeks. Um, and after that, yeah, I think that's what should end up happening anyway, because it's not like the winner of Ritson and Ponce will immediately get the next shot anyway. So
Exactly.
it's like, why not, um yeah, and it's not like a final eliminator. I know that there's like reports that it would be a final eliminator, but yeah, I don't think it's a final eliminator though, you know. But I mean, that was another impressive fight there. But then you had the main event. Um, oh, but real quick before we get into the main event, we had like a question. Subaru Matias versus Matias versus Lee. Out there, man. Who will win in that particular matchup?
Um, I'm gonna go with Matias. Like I
Actually, that
feel
would be a
like
good
Matias.
little matchup too.
I think Matias is one of the best guys at 140. Let's keep in mind that his only loss came when he came right back after the death of Maxim Dadashev.
Hmm.
So who knows how that affected him? But because of the work of Al Heyman and the PBC, they basically resurrected his career and have given him another chance after Top Rank didn't want to use him no more. You know, so it's good to see that the kid is back, and is good to see that he's in good spirits and he got his killer instinct back, because after a fighter dies at your hands, who knows if you're ever the same, if you'll ever have that killer instinct again. And it seems
Word.
that he is back with a vengeance.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that right now,
Who died? Who died?
no, the
Sorry.
Maxim Dadashev. You know, remember that fight, Mike?
You know Mike can see it.
Give me a little reminder.
Oh my
I told
gosh,
you. I told you
man!
Mike can't see it, man.
This was like 2 years ago, right? A year or two ago.
This is like more than that, man.
Y'all do know the pandemic happened, right?
That was
Black
that
people,
was over. That was in my area, man. That was
black people memories out.
remember that like kind of happened, over in the MGM National Harbor here in the DMV area, where he kept coming out. It kept bringing him out there, and then they ended up having to stop that fight. After 11 rounds went through. And and because the results of what happened in that particular fight, that's when Dadashev passed. So after that, he Matthias had another fight afterwards, but that was like over
Yeah,
in
he had a fight
over
in
in the
Puerto
country.
Rico, just like
Yep,
a comeback fight
yep.
because basically no major promoter would
Yeah,
touch
was
him.
going to license him.
Yeah. So here go the PBC again. I appreciate it because I like seeing Matthias fight. So I'm happy that they gave him a chance. It's just funny to me how they get such a bad rep, but it's like they don't just discard people.
Bob Arum.
Yeah. Seems like Bob Arum kept the wrong Puerto Rican, but we won't get into that.
Oh no. Oh goodness! All right, let's let's go into this main event, man. WBC bantamweight title. No Oubaali, no Nonito, Donaire. It was a fight that was supposed to happen in December. Both got tested positive for COVID, so they delayed it until May 29th. Oubaali coming in there, WBC champ undefeated. Nonito, Donaire, of course, multi-time bantamweight champ. Um, had this fight against. Now you're in a way where Matt talked about Donaire taking Inoue's soul.
Cracked his shit. He did, man. He cracked his shit, man.
But man, uh, I might, this might be the time when I bring up conspiracy Jr. Because listen, Donaire gets the KO win, fourth round against Nonito Oubaali and becomes the WBC champion.
A great KO, by the way.
Well, okay, people could say that. Now, in the third round, okay,
Uh-oh.
Nonito Donaire goes after Nonito Oubaali, and with his patented left hook, he scores a knockdown. Has Oubaali down in the ropes. Okay, Oubaali gets up. A certain referee puts up a count.
Yeah. The world's greatest referee, just ask him.
And the fight continues. There's about like 20, 25 seconds left. So Oubaali's trying to get his bearings back. He's, fighting off his back foot, going to one side of the ring to the other. Nonito Donaire, hits him a couple times. And then it's about 3 seconds left. And Oubaali's at the ropes. His back's to the ropes again. And the the timer gets to 0. Ding, ding, ding. Left hook, pow. And Oubaali goes down again. So, what does Jack Reese do? He counts it as a knockdown when he should have stepped in and broke them up before the end of the round. Jack Reese commences the count. And then not only that, after Oubaali gets up, what does he do?
You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your left foot in, and you shake it all about.
And he directs Oubaali to do the hokey pokey
To the wrong
to the
corner.
opposite corner.
To the wrong corner.
Come on, man.
Maybe Jack Reese got hit with that punch.
He must have got hit with something. How you directed to the wrong corner, son? Yo, that's wrong, yo. Yo, I gotta bring in my guy, dog. Yo, shout out YSM, yo.
Hey, yo, stop bringing casuals on your channel, bro. I heard this dude talking shit about Cool last night, yo.
Oh,
Hating on Cool Boy Steph, man. Talking about Brandon Figueroa gonna beat Cool Boy Steph. You out your mind.
He will.
You out your
He
mind.
will.
You out your mind. You ain't never noticed how it's always somebody it will beat somebody from Philly with Matt. You ain't never noticed that? No Philly fighter. No Philly fighter.
not one.
No Philly fighter can compete.
Oh my God.
And now
Just watch.
He had to go Dev because he a Ryan Garcia fanboy.
Hey, we like Ryan Garcia. Come on now.
Oh, hey, no, you said we. That includes more than one person.
Oh, come on. You don't like King Rod?
So I want to know who's the other person.
I thought it was you. You're not riding with King Rod?
Yo,
that wasn't me.
Hey,
it wasn't me.
So he hates on Dev, right? I'm gonna just give you
I didn't like that, by the way. I want to point that out. I didn't like Ryan Garcia's energy after the fight. I thought that was a bitch move.
But that's exactly who he is, though. Like, we gonna call a spade because normally I try to stay PC, but Ryan Garcia is an entitled troll who knows how to manipulate the media and fans. He's a master manipulator. He knows how to work the system. So he hits the AJR. What's the new narrative? Mental health, right?
Yep.
It's a very sensitive topic. So he hits that. Goes on vacation with a very nice looking woman.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Then comes back with the same energy.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he out there in that beach area, like play fighting with a couple of people too?
Yes, bro.
Okay.
There was nothing wrong with that kid. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, and it's disrespect to people who actually go through things and actually have like deep-seated issues. But since he's considered like the golden boy, people give him a pass. And Matt's one of them dudes. Like, he came back with the same energy. But meanwhile, you wanted the people to support you when you were going through whatever you were claiming to go through. It's corny, man.
Well,
He's the same guy.
I do not give him a pass for last night. I thought that was bitch made because you're supposed to be in a rubber room somewhere getting your head straightened out, and you got time. You got time to pause your mental health journey to troll the Devin Haney. I didn't like that at all. That was a bad look for King Rye.
But he has a fan base that is going to justify it. We all know that we all know that fan base don't care about PEDs. They don't care about ducking and dodging fighters. As long as you are one of them, they're going to support you no matter what. And it's commendable. But other fan bases don't have that same diehard mentality.
That's true. Listen, I can't defend Ryan. You I wasn't expecting you to bring that up. I can't defend
Yeah.
him.
But as far
he wasn't the only one. JoJo Diaz.
You're supposed to be. Yeah, but you're supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be the guy that's going through something.
That's true. But then you also had JoJo Diaz tweeted and deleted. Devin Haney is a pussy.
He's a what?
He said Devin Haney is a pussy.
Yeah, but bro, we're not talking about JoJo Diaz. We're talking about Ryan. Ryan's supposed to be going through something. Ryan's supposed to be taking a mental health break and getting this shit together. Right? And then the dude shows you support. And as soon as he gets caught with a shot, I'll stop this dude. It's like he forgot that he was supposed to be taking a break.
Hey, listen, there's no defense for Ryan Garcia.
And JoJo Diaz, his fat fucking churro eating ass, make weight before you talk shit, yo. Devin is a pussy, but you just foregoed your rematch with Tevin Farmer
to
fact. Fight a who the fuck and to miss weight and lose your belt. But you talk, man, if you don't get Gary Russell beat your ass. How about that?
That's also a fact.
Yep.
But I'm going on a rant. My last thing is, so you can't get buzzed anymore. You ever never noticed that that black fighters, and by saying black fighters, I'm talking about stylistically a certain fighter can't get hit or show any kind of vulnerability.
Listen, you can get hit, you can get buzzed. My thing with Devin Haney is he ain't never recover.
Ryan, did he win a fight? Did he get dropped?
Well, who cares about Ryan? Let's talk about.
No. I'm asking you. I'm showing. I'm about to show you the difference in narratives, right? So, did Devin Haney get dropped? Yes or no?
No, he didn't get dropped.
Okay. Did Devin Haney get knocked out? Yes or no?
No, we know that.
So when he won the fight, okay, Ryan Garcia got folded up like a pizza box against Luke Campbell, right?
Yeah.
But the narrative was he showed he's a real warrior, Carnal.
That was whose narrative?
That was the narrative. He showed himself to be a real fighter, real warrior, right? So all I've been hearing is T.O. would do this and Tank would do this to Devin, right? Okay. Felix Verdejo dropped Nakatani twice. Did T.O.?
No.
Jorge Linares dropped Lomachenko. Did T.O.?
Absolutely not.
So where did all this narrative that T.O. is this super explosive puncher?
Well, he is a super explosive puncher. Matt sound like Jim Leckie.
Matt sound like Jim Leckie.
Where's the narrative? Where's the narrative? Like, where did this come from? That he's just the super that Dev can't take it. Nakatani
took it. Call prisoner of the moment. Let's not forget.
Put him on his ass twice. Is Felix Verdejo a crazy puncher?
Let's not forget that when Teofimo had the fight with Nakatani, after the fight, people were saying that Teofimo's overrated and he's not going to beat Lomachenko and all that other stuff. It's just a prisoner of the moment kind of thing. But guys like you can't pay attention to that. You are the new boxing media. You guys get to shape the narrative. You don't have to put that out there. You don't have to complain when people are prisoners of the moment. Just put your own narrative.
I'm calling out, man. Shut up! I'm calling out casuals. You number one. Calling out casuals today, man. Now, for me, Ryan showed me something in that fight. Ryan showed me he could be hurt and still win a fight. Dev showed me he could be hurt and still win a fight. These are things that I like to see against with young fighters coming up. I want to see exactly what is their resolve made of.
Right.
Hey, Jamil, I got a question for you. Had he not had an opportunity to rest for that 1 minute, do you think he makes it out that round if it was 30 more seconds?
I think he gets dropped, but you can say that about a lot of guys.
Yo, Mike, are you in the projects?
Do I sound better for you, man?
Yo.
Is that better?
Why do you sound like you in the projects, man? You good?
I got my mess on. I'm cutting grass, man. You can't. Can I cut grass in peace? Is that okay? Am I allowed to do that? Do you think he would have made it out the round, Matt, had he got hurt? If he didn't have the bail, do you think he makes it out of the round?
I think he gets dropped probably because Jorge Linares. I would say Jorge Linares is a solid finisher, not a great one, but he's a solid finisher. I feel like he gets dropped, but he still gets up and wins the fight. My thing is, we've seen dudes get buzzed and have liquid legs and get saved by the end of the round. Deontay Wilder, did he not?
Floyd Mayweather,
did he not?
Yeah, but Deontay Wilder wasn't buzzed for the rest of the fight.
You do realize that didn't happen like the fourth or fifth round, and the fight lasted longer rounds.
We talking about Deontay Wilder?
Yeah.
Which fight we talking about? The Ortiz fight, right?
The Ortiz fight, the first one.
Yeah, that was the 7th round.
That was the 7th. You sure?
Yep.
100% sure. Short left hook, 7th round on the inside.
No, it wasn't a short left hook. It was a counter left hand over the top.
Like I just didn't like that Haney seemed like he never recovered. He got buzzed in what was that, the 10th round?
End of the 10th.
And I feel like he didn't have nothing for him after that.
So why did he finish him off?
Because Linares is not that. See, this is what I was telling JR. Linares is very highly overrated. If this dude is so good offensively and is so technically sound, why could he not create space in order to finish Haney off? It's not like Haney was trying to punch his way in. Haney was literally rushing into hold, and he still couldn't create space. To me, that just shows how overrated Linares is. That's not a feather in Haney's cap.
Do you feel like that a lot of times these young fighters are over scrutinized? Like, okay,
They're over what?
Over scrutinized.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm the one that says a lot of these guys shouldn't even be on TV yet until they're ready. You know, I just don't believe in putting young fighters on television until they are close to finished products.
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, they're all being rushed too fast in my eyes because they're 22, 23 years old. Like, think about where Earl Spence was at 22, 23 years old. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, but I don't think they're being rushed. Well, I don't think Teofimo's being rushed. I just think maybe mentally these guys are not there yet. But I think physically these guys are there. I think Haney is excellent in his craft. I just don't think he has a great chin.
I think that, honestly, Dev has all those fights because he was in the Chitlin circuit, obviously. And Dev was never Dev turned professional in the JOs. Not a lot of people know that he never even fought open class. So I feel like he missed some experience, and then they did the Chitlin circuit Mexican route.
Yeah.
Where you fighting in small venues and fighting in Mexico, and got him a lot of fights. So when a fan looks, they see 27 fights. He's like, oh my gosh, like he should be doing this, he should be doing that. When in actuality, he really doesn't have as much experience as it seems.
Well, what do you say to the notion of his suspect chin? Because I'm sure that you heard the stories about in sparring how he got beat up and clipped, and Bill Haney went crazy, waving a gun around. And
by who?
God, I'm trying to remember.
Are you talking about Floyd Schofield?
Say that again?
Floyd Schofield?
I don't remember exactly who it was, but I remember hearing rumors that he got clipped in sparring, and Bill Haney went crazy, waving a gun around. Y'all not gonna do this to my son. Blah 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 blah. He's always had rumored to have a suspect chin. So do you believe that that's fair, or are people over scrutinizing that also?
People are over scrutinizing it because Amir Khan has a suspect chin. right?
Yes.
All right. So nobody
Well,
thinks that
his chin is not suspect no more. We know he ain't got no chin.
Manny Pacquiao, right? Nobody looks at Manny Pacquiao as having a suspect chin. We saw Manny Pacquiao's been stopped 3 times. We saw him lay flat, face down. This is not conjecture. These are facts.
I
right?
don't think Pacquiao has a suspect chin.
But
for the simple
AJR, notice the narrative.
Let me explain.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He got caught with one of the most perfect shots you'll ever see.
Was he not stopped before then?
He was stopped before then, but
okay.
That was many years ago.
Why isn't the narrative? So a dude that's been knocked out 3 times has the narrative of not having a suspect chin, but a kid that was buzzed in a fight has that's the narrative.
Hold on, real quick.
It's irresponsible.
Matt, does Dylan White have a suspect chin?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
Obvious. That's obvious, though. You know why? Because
I had to get that in there.
We've seen him stop. You can't. Like, come on, man. Juan Manuel Marquez got dropped a lot in fights. Did he not?
Yep.
Does he have a suspect chin? Does he have the narrative of having a suspect chin?
I don't know what the narrative on him is.
I don't think he was ever knocked out, was he?
He was never knocked out, but he's been dropped a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's been dropped, yeah.
People, what I'm saying is fans pick and choose who's going to carry that label.
Yep.
Well, we're choosing Devin Haney. I'm sorry.
You're a hater.
I'm sorry.
You're a hater.
No, come on. So you try to tell me you never heard the stories about him in sparring?
You hate on Boots. You hate on Cool.
No. I'm sold on Boots. We done with.
You sold now.
I'm sold on Boots
because you were screaming Gary Russell when I used to mention Boots. So now you sold. Okay, cool.
I'm sold on Boots, but I still think Gary Antoine. Oh my God, that man's a savage. Don't even. Boots don't want to hear the name Gary Antoine right now.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh yeah,
that
boy is savage.
I'll kill that kid, bro.
I mean, his wig piece was fucked up, but he's a savage.
Yeah, AJR, we got to talk about that, bro. What's going on in DC, bro? What's going on with the barber situation?
Hey, no. See,
we got to talk about that.
All right, here's the story with that. I think he didn't get the thing braided, so he just let it go wild, man. I think that was the story.
It's national TV, baby. You got
in the fight, he was trying to roll his hair back during the fight.
Like, when I saw his hair, I was like, yo, he better not get knocked out in this fight.
He had a Richard Pryor, yo.
He wasn't gonna get knocked out. But man,
I'm just saying those false narratives are dangerous because fighters carry those stigmas for the rest of their career.
So
it's like people.
So in your opinion, Devin Haney does not have a suspect chin.
I need to see him knocked out before I can throw that label on him. I've heard stories about a bunch of dudes getting their ass whipped in sparring, and guess what that is? Sparring.
Yeah, but to get clipped is a little bit different.
Did he get knocked out?
They said he did get knocked out in sparring.
No, I'm talking about did he get knocked out in the ring?
In sparring, yeah. They said he got knocked out.
I'm not talking about sparring, bro.
He's talking about an actual fight that counts on the professional record.
Not yet. But I don't think that day's even going to come because I think he knows he got a suspect chin. So he gonna be on his bike. You ain't gonna be able to touch this kid for the next 5 years.
That's called intelligence.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Do what you gotta do to win, get your money. But guess what? I ain't watching it.
Don't nobody care if you watch or not. Man.
Yeah, they care.
It doesn't matter if you watch it.
You sound like Bob
Arum. It doesn't matter.
Respect the black dollar. You sound like Bob Arum.
Yo, that was a good point. But you're not black. You Dominican.
Yo, fuck you.
You're Dominican. Yo, bro, skin down from the box. He's Dominican, bro.
Said the nigga with the
Yo,
white eyes. Get out of here, man.
Oh, I ain't got like
This DeBarge looking nigga telling me that I'm not
the
black.
bar.
oh, come on, son.
Yo,
Yo,
where you living at in the Bronx? That's how you get it, Jay. That's how you
yeah.
get it.
Yo, hey,
This
someone
Trinity,
said,
this
yo, in
Trinity
sparring,
ass nigga.
hey, he said, yo, in sparring, Teofimo got stopped twice.
Oh yeah,
I
what's up with
believe it.
that?
I believe
I
it.
said, but is it is that the narrative? Because
Hey,
Lomachenko, when
listen.
Lomachenko started punching on him, Tio looked like a fish out of water.
Oh, see, I saw that differently because Teofimo got his second wind. So to me, Teofimo showed me something that you
So
could put
wait,
him in the
he
washing
needed
machine and he'll still
he
come through.
he needed
Teofimo showed me something in that fight.
so wait. He needed a second win over a dude that didn't throw punches for the first 5 rounds.
Hey, listen.
JR, how that
When
sound to you? How
Lomachenko
that sound
turned
to
it
you,
up,
JR?
when Lomachenko turned it up,
He was
Teofimo
punching.
responded.
He was punching by himself for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when he
so
turned it up, he
what's
responded.
so he's saying like, what's the second win? He ain't even
Yeah,
have
what's
a
the second
first.
one for? It was not the first. Hey
Well, I
fellas,
guess that's true.
I gotta go, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Yo. Oh man, yeah. So man, yeah, but that's the thing there with Haney, I guess. I guess you say there, Matt, that Haney's gonna be what carefully matched here.
Not
For the near
necessarily
future.
carefully matched, but I think he's gonna be on his bike from now on.
Well, he can use, like what is it, like his height and reach or whatever it is. What is
Yeah,
it
because
like?
he got a great jab.
Yeah,
You know, he
I
didn't
mean
have to
he's there
stay in the
like
pocket.
5'8", you know, 5'8", 71, inch reach there. So him going up against the likes of Teofimo or whatnot, he can use that jab to create distance or whatnot. But the thing with Teofimo is that I feel like he's somebody where you gotta be able to hurt him for him to respect you. So while Teofimo is like, has a shorter, reach or anything like that, like if he gets to you and he gets within his range, he'll be able to crack you. That's the thing with him.
Well, do you feel like Nakatani hurt him?
Yeah, nah, I ain't really gonna go for that. I think the thing with Nakatani is he was just a matchup. He was just a bad matchup. He's a bad matchup for a lot of people.
Yeah, but Devin Haney got the same dimensions as Nakatani. Devin Haney might be a bad matchup for Teofimo also. See, I'm not a hater like YSM thinks, where I just think all these guys are gonna run over Haney now. I just think Haney is gonna be on his bike now, which is fine. If that's how he's gotta win, that's how he's gotta win. But that don't mean I gotta watch it, and that don't mean I have to be entertained by it. Maybe I am a casual because I don't want to see
Well,
that.
but that might end up like lowering his overall value too, because now more people won't want to watch him, and you could have these other fights that can be made at lightweight, and he'll be just there on the back burner. I mean, you
Well,
still got
that's why he has to do the Teofimo fight next. Because if he doesn't do it next and he has like other lackluster performances, meaning not exciting, I think that is going to hurt his value. But if he was to fight Teofimo next, he will be just fine commercially.
Yep. I mean that's what it's gonna that's the thing for him. He has to get that particular fight. It has to be now or never for him. Because the thing with Devin Haney and Ryan, I don't think that fight will happen, anytime soon. Um and I know that they ain't gonna put him in there against Lomachenko. That's just not gonna happen. he'll probably have Lomachenko fight somebody else before getting him in there with Devin Haney. So, I mean, that's that. But hey, back to this whole thing with Nonito Donaire, man. Like I said, he is a WBC bantamweight champion. He had Richard Schaefer, there with him after the fight.
Let me say for something.
And Schaefer, was talking about what could be next there for for Donaire, possible rematch with Naoya Inoue, or it could be a fight by the end of the year with the winner of Casemiro versus Rigondeaux.
That's just stupid. He got to go for the Inoue rematch.
Yeah, he has to go. He has to go for that.
Because if you think about it, Inoue fights in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So they're basically on the same schedule. Why would you want to wait all the way until the end of the year to fight again when you could fight Inoue in, say, like September, and then maybe the end of the year or the beginning of 2022, you could fight for undisputed. Why would you want to move the timetable if your goal is to be undisputed?
I mean, I think that's the thing with Inoue's fight more closer towards the timetable of when Donaire just had his victory. So it's like, go ahead and just go for that particular fight. And I think a lot more people will demand for that rematch. Instead of waiting to see what happens with the thing for Casemiro and Rigondeaux. Well, besides that, it's not like they scheduled it anyway. Because for example, the whole thing with that Neri Figueroa, and then on September 11th, you're gonna have Figueroa going up against Stephen Fulton. They didn't schedule something for like the winner of these two fights at bantamweight to happen. Plus, the thing with Rigondeaux and Casemiro, that's not until August. So so you're gonna have Donaire wait a few more months for this fight to actually take place when he could just go ahead and fight Inoue in a rematch.
Yeah, he just needs to stay sharp, man. Because
he beat Inoue.
Excellent.
If he beat Inoue, who would the undisputed be against?
Say that again?
If he beat it Inoue, who would undisputed be against?
Against the winner of Rigo versus Casemiro.
Oh my. Yeah. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, but and it's like either way, it would still end up being a great matchup at the end. Either it's going to be two Filipino guys, you can have the old guard versus the new guard, or you're going to have the rematch with Donaire and Rigondeaux, pretty much like 8 or 9 years after the first fight took place. That would be crazy. Like they fought each other like almost like pretty much 8 years ago. And now both of them, here are, kind of like competing. And one fighter is a world champion. The other one has a chance to be a world champion once again. I think that, one person on the live thing, I think they feel like Casemiro get the better of Rigondeaux on August 14th. But, that remains to be seen we'll see. Now, wanted to get into the next things here. Two things. Real quick, 2 topics. One is next week they got the little event that's going on in Miami area.
The little event. Wow.
But that's in quotes. Given that I've seen a couple of YouTube statistics when it comes to these specials, like Showtime specials or whatever it is, for Mayweather versus Paul, and the viewership numbers are around or at the millions. So, regardless of what some people say about the event, people are still gonna watch it. But there was supposed to be a fight taking place on that fight card, and it was supposed to be a rematch between Badou Jack and John Pascal. And in the conference call, both of these guys were talking a whole lot of trash. And, John Pascal was like, all my people in the East Coast, they're going to be, rooting for me. And, I got the better of you in that first fight. And I got the win. Look at the judges. And now he got caught with about as many substances as Jarrell Big Baby Miller almost. Damn.
Hey, it be like that sometimes. The fight should go on. Let's go.
So it should happen, but nobody should sanction it.
Yeah, man. Let that fight go on. But you know what's interesting about Jean Pascal? Who has he been training with? Logan Paul.
Yeah.
So is Logan Paul on that shit too?
Yeah, it was one of the chief sparring partners for Logan Paul.
Yeah.
He was talking about it too. He was like, yo, I was working with Logan Paul and he doing good, man. He doing good, man.
Is that saying a lot for him to be working with Logan Paul? Is that really saying like something, or just to build up suspense or something?
What? Nah.
Is him working with Logan Paul supposed to mean something, or is it just to build up suspense for the whole card and get more casual viewers?
Well, the thing is that, Logan Paul kind of, over the course of what he's been doing, has been off and on working with pro boxers. But, John Pascal is like one of the latest group of pro boxers that he's been working with at the gym. So hey, I mean, if John Pascal was, around there using the stuff, then hey, Floyd Mayweather should make some phone calls.
Hey, Floyd better duck. That's all I'm gonna say. He better duck, because I don't know if you guys saw the inside access program that Showtime did on Paul versus Mayweather.
Yeah, All Access.
Yeah, but after watching and listening to Logan Paul, they got me, man. I think he might win. Yo, they got me, man. Yo,
he's so dog.
I'm a sucker for good TV. I was like, damn, man, he making sense. Like, he was like, yo, anything I've ever done in any aspect of my life, I've done it 100%, and I've never failed it, and I've always been excellent at it. I was like, damn, he might knock this nigga out.
Oh, based on the promotion.
That's all I'm going to say is Floyd better duck. Because he said ain't going to be no rematch.
Man, I thought you were going to wait until the weigh-in at least.
Nah, I'm sold, man. Let's go, Logan Paul. Let's go, Logan Paul. I'm sold, man.
Oh, man. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be an event to say the least, man. Oh boy, I think for the thing with Badou Jack, they may still try to look for an opponent for him.
Yeah, he said he's
they
still
still
gonna
have
fight
him on the card. On what you said?
He said he's still gonna fight on the card.
Yeah, he's still gonna fight on the card. So they'll find somebody for him.
Is Jake Paul busy?
No, not really. But I mean, you got like a few other fights that'll take place in there. Hey, maybe they'll put in Chad Johnson against them. How about that?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man, but I mean, you also had like Jared Hurd getting in there, but he's going to be fighting Luis Arias at middleweight. So we'll see what happens with Hurd after this particular fight. Jalil Hackett will have his pro debut on this thing here against Angelo Diaz. Decorated amateur fighter now with his first professional fight. So that'll happen on next Sunday. So while I'm doing the show, that fight will pretty much kind of like start up there. So that's that. What is it? Oh yeah. That I think that's what it is. Hold on. Live chat. Here we go. He says, "Nah, Logan's gonna lose to set up the Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather revenge fight, and Floyd is gonna take a dive in that one to pass the torch."
Hey, I like that. That must be my man Guillotine. That's you, Guillotine? That's my man Guillotine from Twitter.
Hey. Hey, I mean, hey, you got Jake Paul signed with Showtime, so hey, that's what's gonna happen,
Let's do it.
We gonna have
Jake Paul going out for revenge for his brother, and Floyd going back to get his hat. Let's go.
I still got your hat.
Exactly. Whose hat will they find first? Floyd Mayweather's hat or Bobby Schmurder's hat?
Ooh. I don't know. We might have to talk about that on MVO in the future. Yo. All right, yo. Next thing on the docket, yo. Of course, we know what happened earlier today.
Yes. But before we get to that, JR.
Okay.
I wanted to go back to Donaire real quick.
Okay.
Does the Donaire victory make you look at Inoue any differently?
Not necessarily. My thing with Inoue is I think he's reached his limit.
Whoa.
I think he's reached his limit when it comes to weight class. I think with Inoue, Inoue is in a situation now where he could be at his limit. I don't think he could go. Like I don't feel like he could go any higher than where he is right now.
So you want to see him against Fulton, Figueroa, guys like that?
No. He would be food. He would be food at 122. He would be food. I think here, against. I mean, like we've seen what happened with them against Donaire. Like Donaire gave him that left hook special, and his eye almost, blew up like a balloon.
Yeah, but he did. In fairness to him, he did win the fight clearly. Maybe should have got the stoppage, depending on how you felt about what the ref did when he hit Donaire with the body shot. But the reason why I was asking you is because I saw a lot of chatter on boxing Twitter that because of the way Donaire performed, maybe this shows that Inoue is the true number one
I saw that
pound for pound fighter in the world over El Campeón.
El Gran Campeón. No.
So I was thinking about it, and I actually did a brand new top 10 pound for pound list.
Okay, a brand new top 10 pound for pound list. Is this going to be an exclusive to the Boxing Source, or are you going to hold on to
No,
it?
this is the Boxing Source, baby. It goes to the Boxing Source.
All right, let's go.
Number 10. Gervonta Tank Davis. Number 9, Alexander Usyk. Number 8, Terrence Bud Crawford.
I thought you were going to say Terrence Blood Crawford, but go ahead.
Number 7, the great, legendary Emmanuel Dipadrin Pacquiao. Number 6, Teofimo Lopez. Number 5, Josh Taylor. Number 4, the real big Charlo, Jamel Charlo. Number 3, Errol Spence Jr. Number 2, Canelo Alvarez. God damn it, I got Inoue number 1 now.
Wow.
So
wait a minute. Wait. So hold on. So you had
I told you he sounded like Jim Lempley. I called it before he started saying all that.
So wait. So you got Jermel at number 4, Spence at number 3, El Gran Campeon at number 2, and you're going to put the real monster at number 1.
Yes. I have to. For the simple fact that he's been sleeping dudes that have performed excellent against other people. Let's not forget, he knocked out Emmanuel Rodriguez in 2 rounds. And then Rodriguez went on to, a lot of people's eyes, beat Raymar Garballo, even though he wasn't given the decision. Then he also beat Juan Carlos Payano, smoked him in 1 round. And then Payano went on to lose a very disputed decision to Danny Roman that a lot of people thought he won. You know, he was able to beat Damian Vasquez. He
got knocked out by Neri too.
He did lose to Neri. So
he lost to Gary Antonio Russell.
Oh yeah. But even he beat up Jamie McDonald, which is, you know, he's a decent fighter, decent British fighter. He beat the hell out of Jason Maloney, who wasn't Maloney. I feel like he was undefeated, no? Or he had 1 loss?
Yeah, he had 1 loss.
Yeah, he had lost to Emmanuel Rodriguez by split decision. So it's like all these guys around that weight class are fighting tough fights with each other, but then when they get in there with Inoue, they get smoked.
Hey, but we're talking about El Gran Campeon, though.
I know, but he's been on like the European bum tour of the month. Like, you know, it's a little different when you're fighting guys from all over the world in and around your weight class than when you're just fighting the best that Matchroom has to offer.
Oh, but I mean, what was it? He had this string with Saunders and Yildirim, then Smith, and then before Smith, it was Kovalev, and then Jacobs, and then Rocky Fielding, and then Gennady Gennadyevich Golovkin, and
yeah, very strong resume, very, very strong resume. But you have to look at the guys that anyways fought and the manner in which he's beat them. He's been smoking them.
I mean, they've been either a clear decision win over Nonito Donaire or knockouts or stoppages.
Yeah, so listen, it's just for now. I don't think Inoue is going to beat my guy Rigo. I think Rigo's going to beat Casimero, and I think if Inoue and Rigo match up, I think Rigo is going to finally televised the Revolution. But for now, I think it would be fair to put Inoue as the number one pound for pound.
Okay, folks, there you have it. Now, Naoya Inoue is the number one pound for pound fighter in the sport over Saul or Santos Saul Alvarez Barragan.
And tell
All
Mike
right.
Brady stop hating because I know he don't watch the fights.
he's still listening. He probably still mowing the lawn, man. All right. Now let's get into it. Talking about Mike not necessarily watching fights. I only watched the snippet of this interview. You had some guy that's on YouTube, and he holds a interview that runs about 51 minutes with Malik Scott and the former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Sean Wilder. And there were a few things that were brought up in this particular interview. One of those things I will kind of talk about because I thought that he moved on from this, but he didn't. But for a more in-depth review, we go to the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club, the guy that has Deontay Wilder bed sheets and who has Deontay Wilder curtains hanging on his bedroom window.
And drawers. Don't forget drawers.
That too. Forgot about all that. Mr. Matthew Brown, okay, go ahead and dissect this interview for the people.
So, first of all, the king has returned. Let's put that out there right away.
I thought he said your king is here last year.
He's back. He is back. Now, they asked him about his training situation. He has confirmed that Malik Scott is now his lead trainer. JD's is still in the fold. He hasn't been fired, despite what people thought. JD's is still part of the team, but Malik Scott will be the head trainer, which I think is a great idea. He does say that there's one more piece to the team that will be coming in, and they're going to keep that a secret for now. Okay, so that's the training aspect of it. What are your thoughts on Malik Scott as the lead trainer?
Well, I think it might have been part of this interview or not, but with Malik Scott, he's been around Wilder's camp, over the course of Wilder's career. It's just that he has not, been that much hands-on before. So that's going to be a little bit of a difference. But the other thing was something that Malik Scott said that goes along with Deontay Wilder. And you said this when you got on this podcast that they built a training facility.
Yep. Yep.
So that was the thing with the house. That's what it is. That's a training facility.
Yep.
Think about it. Because you got the house and it could have like a spacious backyard where you can have a full ring. So they have everything right there. So They said, hey, when he wakes up in the morning, he goes right to training.
Yep.
He ain't got to go nowhere.
Yep.
So at the very least, they're being more into getting Wilder prepared and ready in that aspect. Okay.
Premeditated homicide, baby. Let's go.
Oh my god.
He said it will be surgical violence. Surgical
So it won't be
violence.
maximum violence; it'll be surgical violence.
Yes, he
Okay.
said we know that Deontay Wilder's he's got the rocket, he's got the bomb, he got that right hand, but the way that he's going to set it up and the way he's going to deploy it is going to be surgical violence, piece by piece by piece. And this is what Deontay Wilder has needed, okay? Because people say Mark Brilliant's a great trainer, whatever. It's different when you're training heavyweights. Heavyweight boxing is different from the regular boxing. It's not the little pretty foot feints and the, oh, look at your foot is outside of his foot and this, that, and other. No, heavyweights is different. These are big, beefy men bumping meat. Okay.
Oh
And
god.
when you have big, beefy men bumping meat, you need to handle that meat with special care. Okay. And there's no one more equipped at handling the meat than Malik Scott. Let's go.
You alright, James?
Oh jeez, man. Yo. So man, that was that just had me, man. That just had me. Oh goodness gracious. Oh.
Yeah, you sound
Oh.
like Dr. Umar. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh man, my thing about it is, man, you talk about the whole thing with Deontay Wilder and his offense, man. I'm concerned about his defense. That's what I'm concerned about. I think that his best thing to do is to try to set traps for Tyson Fury, man.
That's what they've been working on. And
Uh,
listen, Malik Scott was known for his defense. Malik Scott was known for his movement. So I don't even understand why people are making fun of Malik Scott being the lead trainer as if that's a bad move.
oh well, I don't know if it was really that successful for Blake Scott in his professional career, but we'll see how it turns out for Deontay.
Listen,
Wilder.
that man went 38-3 in his professional career. So I'm going to say it was pretty successful.
Okay. All right. We got another person jumping in this podcast, the man, and he is coming out of the Tampa Bay area. What's happening? What's good?
Well, first of all, Jay, I want to comment on that shade that you kept throwing him in regards to Malik Scott. So can we comment on that? And I want to know how Matt, my tough guy on it, my telephone tough guy Matt, just let that shade slide. I can't believe that.
Oh my God, yo!
But
I'm
no,
sorry,
for real,
but
even that you jump back on that. I mean,
yo,
like,
that comment took me out literally. That comment literally took me out, bro.
I mean, seriously, I mean, like a lot of us here, I mean, although I'm not the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club, I do have hopes for him. I mean, I do want an American heavyweight champion. I mean, it just goes back to from years and years, from old school days to the thriller days in the 2000s, things like that, the 90s, the Holyfields, the Ring Bowls. I mean, when those guys were at the top of the weight class, they led boxing. So history shows us that it is a great thing to have an American heavyweight presence in there. So once again, I'm gonna be optimistic. Once again, I hope that this Malik Scott guy can do some things with Wilder. I mean, I do say that with reluctance at this point now, and the reason why I say that we look back at the Fury fight, things like that. We thought we would see some change, and we relatively didn't. And even when you look at it on paper, Wilder 6'6", 6'7", come in 220, 230, things like that, you would think he would be more quicker and faster and agile than the big lumbering Fury. But that's not necessarily the case. But hopefully his defense does get shored up, because and I'm gonna just say this, and you guys can laugh at this. He better not let this white boy beat his ass again.
I got a question for Terrell.
I'm gonna just say it just like that. Don't let that white boy beat his ass again, because it's not a good look.
I got a question for you, Terrell.
What's that?
You say you want a American heavyweight champion again. My question to you and all the other fans: will you appreciate him this time when he gets his belt back? Will you give him his flowers while he's still living?
Oh, definitely. Because really, we think about it. All in all, it would be a great story for him to reclaim the title, and hopefully in knockout fashion. If he's come back and knock Fury out in emphatic fashion, it's a great story. And yes, we'll give him credit. Of course, we're gonna analyze his performance and how he does things like that. That goes with it. That's what we do. But if he was to come back and win that title, you would definitely have to give him credit where credit's due, because at this point, we know for out of 24, how many? No, actually, what first fight went 12 rounds, second fight went 7 rounds, I believe. So out of all those rounds, Wilder only won like maybe 1 or 2 rounds out of those.
Oh my
out of
God!
what?
Yo, hang up on this guy.
No, and he, you know he got outboxed. You know that.
What does that mean, getting outboxed? How was he Fury outboxing him from the canvas? Stop it, man. Yo, just because Fury ended the round upright doesn't mean that he won the round. You got to remember, over the course of 12 rounds, Fury only outlanded Wilder by a total of 11 punches. Are you telling me that those 11 punches accounted for 10 rounds? Yeah. You guys killed me with that.
Well, and look at Wilder's punch output per round. Horrible for someone that's lighter, more agile, and more athletic gifted. Horrible. You can't defend that. Now, even but that's it. I want him to win. I definitely want Wilder to win.
You sound like a hater.
No.
So Terrell, he wasn't lighter in his last fight. He was actually, he had more muscle in him than he's ever had on his career, which made him a lot slower. And just like AJ carrying around all that muscle, he gas out. Him being 225, 220, whatever, is not a good game plan.
He was 231 against Fury in the second fight.
Right.
That's even worse.
231 was the highest Deontay Wilder had been in his career. I would say, actually, I think that's the highest.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a career high way for him. And please do not blame it on those kind of suits. Let that man just come in with a regular robe on. Please, Matt, send some people this way. Send some advisors this way.
We don't want to see him go out there like Super Shredder or nothing like that.
No, I want to see him come out in a James Brown cape.
Oh God!
With the big payback blaring in the background, because revenge is coming.
Well, like I said, at this point, I'm glad that things have finally come to fruition with the arbitrator decision, things like that, or in the third fight. We can finally definitely look forward to that. We know that Wilder's been training for the past over months, and we already know with Fury up there in the Kronk gym, we know what that brings for him. But I mean, once again, look at the second fight. What did we say? We hope that Wilder can make some adjustments, things like that. And actually, did we see those things? Did we see him setting traps, things like that? Did he pump the jab more? Did he really? So once again, I'm optimistic. I'm patiently optimistic. I do want him to win, But we just.
Have you ever been drugged before, Terrell?
What's that?
Have you ever been drugged before?
Drugged? What do you mean?
Anyone of them girls that you dance on in the club, have they ever given you something to make you not feel like Terrell?
No comment. No comment.
Okay. Well, remember one of them times, and just know how you didn't feel like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the only thing Deontay Wilder has to do is not get punched in the back of the head again. That's it.
Oh man. Oh, here we go again. Yo, come on, son. Listen. If he's around 225, he'd be fine at 225. He was like around 223 against Dominic Brazil.
Yeah, but he was like 212 for the first Fury fight.
Yep. Very light. Very light.
Wait, you want to be 212 and a half going up against someone that's 275?
Yeah, he been knocking niggas out bigger than him for many years. That's why he's always been, to me, one of the fighters that should be on everyone's pound for pound list.
Oh, wait, but he ain't on yours, is he? Wait a minute. He isn't on yours.
Nah, he got to win again. He lost his last fight. I'm having one pound for pound list. I'm not delusional. What's wrong with you, man? But once he gets his belt back, numero uno, baby. Let's go.
Oh, stop it.
Well, hey Matt. So let me give you a quick question. So say for example, Wilder does win the belt, right? And on the other side we have Joshua Usyk, and let's say that Joshua wins that. What's next for the heavyweight picture after that? With a Wilder win and a Joshua win.
Wilder versus Joshua.
And with that said, and on speaking on that, will they be able to successfully negotiate a fight this time?
Listen, if Wilder versus Joshua cannot be successfully negotiated, it will be nobody but Anthony Joshua's fault.
Wrong. Here we go. Here we go.
No,
Here we go. Here's the setup. I knew it was coming. 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 No.
A 2-fight deal.
No.
First fight, 50-50. Second fight, 60-40 to the winner.
No.
Away we go. Deal done. If it's anything other than that, and we know it will be.
What other fighter has he done that with?
Oh my God.
So what other fighter? I know you about go over.
What other fighter has he done that with?
Listen, all we know.
Let's go. What other? Okay, on top of that, what other fight has been made under those conditions?
Listen, the blueprint has been laid. JR.
What other? Now,
the blueprint
answer the question. What other fight of that magnitude has been done under those conditions?
The blueprint has been made. Listen, no flat fees. You know, Joshua didn't want $50 million.
It ain't. So I don't want to talk about no flat fees. I don't want to talk about percentages. I want to. I really want to talk about the past. What fight of that magnitude has ever been done that way? Go ahead.
Tell me.
Go ahead.
Listen, you are the boxing source historian. You tell me. You're the Black Burt Sugar. You tell me.
So why would that be done in this particular case?
Because that is the way Wilder versus Fury was made.
Why do you think it was made that way?
Listen, that is the way Wilder versus Fury was made.
Why do you think it was made in that particular manner?
That was the way Fury versus Joshua was allegedly going to be made. So why was it done that way in that case? What's your opinion on that?
You had two fighters that were what? World champions that had already made their case as the two top fighters. So you mean to tell me that in 2018 and in 2019 that you were going to have Anthony Joshua, as I said, go down significantly to have Wilder go up in value for a fight?
How was Joshua going to go down in value?
Okay. Here's the thing, right? So you mean to tell me that at that particular time, that Wilder built up a status inside the ring and out from a business perspective that made him be 50% or half that Joshua was from a boxing and worldwide perspective?
It doesn't matter because at the end of the, at the end of the
day, so in that case,
do what you have to do
in that case,
done.
Floyd Mayweather shouldn't have made that fight with Oscar De La Hoya. He should have asked for 50-50. Okay, so that means
Floyd did what he had to do to get the fight done.
Okay, so why didn't Deontay Wilder? Why didn't Deontay Wilder concede in order to get the fight done? So on top of that, okay, so then scrap that. Here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, so we're going to have a fight that's going to take place in August 21st, 2021. There's a unified champion by the name of Errol Spence going up against Emmanuel Dapidron Pacquiao. Now, Pacquiao, who could most likely get that WBA super title back in order to have a defense against Errol Spence Jr. And it would be a unification
on the
fight.
Boxing Source, by the way.
What's that?
As first predicted on the Boxing Source.
Okay. Now, that fight takes place. Errol Spence wins. Then that means that there's only one belt left to go, and that's the WBO title. So, in order for that fight to be made, Terrence Crawford would say, hey, let's do this thing 50-50, and in a rematch, it would be 60-40 to the winner. Why would Errol Spence, after doing what he's done to collect the belts, go for a 50-50 fight initially against Bud Crawford, my bad?
What does that have to do with Wilder, Joshua, and Fury?
It's this. Oh, because
it is not the same, JR, because Joshua's path to get those belts was against pretty weak competition.
Whoa, stop it. Whoa. Mike.
Charles Martin.
How did he get the WBA title?
Charles Martin got the WBA title by having his promoter
Hang on. Here we go. Stop.
Luis Ortiz's title shot.
Stop. You know what happened with the WBA. Come on. Stop it. We're not going to go through that. Stop it.
Politics as usual.
No. Stop it. Stop it. Because all that had to be done. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Oh, yeah. Tyson Fury had his little mental illness thing, right? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Shout out to Ryan Garcia.
So then the WBA does a tournament, which got partially nixed because of what Tyson Fury did. So then they would have had Luis Ortiz and Ustinov, and then Ortiz said no. So then with him saying no, that's when the WBA made that decision to make that fight between Joshua and Klitschko. So that's the WBA for you. So, okay. Joshua beats Charles Martin. Joshua beats Vladimir Klitschko. Joshua beats Joseph Parker. Okay. So that was his path to getting those titles. Okay. So that's what happens in the heavyweight division. He's put in the work. Did anyone else do that? No. But yet,
let me ask you a question.
But yet, that means that somebody that's a WBC champion at the particular time goes up against the likes of who is it? Chris Arreola, Gerald Washington, Eric Molina, Johan Duhaupas, let's see, Archer Spilka. Okay. Can
I ask you a question, JR, please?
Okay, what's the question?
In the year of 2021 or in the year of 2022, early 2022, if you have Joshua and Wilder standing as the heavyweight champions, are you telling me that a 50-50 and then a 60-40 for the winner deal should not happen, even though that is now the blueprint for the big three?
How that is not the blueprint for the big
So
three
you're
is what
telling
I'm
me
telling you.
so you're telling me that 50-50 in the first fight should not happen, even in 2021?
No.
Well, you don't
No,
want the
and
fucking fight. That's all I
well,
wanted to hear.
well,
You don't
well,
want the fight.
No.
let me
You
let
don't
No.
me
want the
let me
fight.
let me let me
No.
let me throw this in real quick, and
No.
I'm actually I'm gonna give Matt argument for this. I would almost say yes, and the reason why I say that because at this point we know Wilder does do pay-per-view numbers, so he does bring something to the table. Like for example, look at the potential Spence Bud Crawford. It doesn't match up because Spence has more pay-per-view numbers and he has a better resume. We know that. So in that sense, Bud Crawford cannot demand a 50-50. He cannot. You know, he's a great pound for pound fighter, but he cannot get his numbers don't match up. But in terms of a Wilder Joshua, Wilder does bring pay per view numbers. So in the sense that is almost
And
justified.
also, Joshua brings 0 U.S. pay-per-view numbers. I just want to point that out.
But what does Wilder do from a worldwide perspective?
But the fight's going to be in America. So let's talk about America.
Let's
Yeah.
talk. Oh, okay. So let's talk about America. Okay. So who brings in the numbers when people actually go to the fights? Who does that?
Deontay Wilder.
The black dollar.
Anthony Joshua has
the black dollar. The black dollar doesn't even bring in sellouts for Deontay LaShawn Wilder.
Anthony Joshua has had exactly one fight in the United States. So if you want to compare gates, Deontay Wilder has had the biggest gate of either guy.
Against who?
Against Tyson Fury.
Thank you.
But that was mainly for Deontay Wilder. Because when you look at Tyson Fury's gates against other heavyweights in the United States,
but here's the
Tyson
I know about
Fury
the
has
thing.
done
I know about the thing
under
with Tyson
$1
Fury's
million
gates. But
each
what
time.
does Deontay Wilder bring by himself?
He's done under $1 million every single time. Fury has done under $1 million every time without Deontay Wilder. So
no, I'm talking about what has Deontay Wilder done by himself.
He's done $1 million gates, multi-million dollar gates. Tyson Fury has never done $1 million gate without Deontay Wilder. And that is a fact.
Okay, I know that. But that's because he's based where?
Nowhere. He don't have a UK license. He don't have a license in the UK.
So here's the thing. Going off of what Terrell said, Terrell brought up something with Crawford and Spence. Both of those guys are based in the U.S. So that comparison would be under that thing from a U.S. perspective, right? But when you talk about somebody that's based in the U.S. compared to somebody that's internationally based, that's a whole different animal. That's a whole different animal.
So you're telling me that 50-50 should not be the split. So what makes you think that 50-50 was an okay split for Fury when he brings less than Wilder? Because Fury hasn't sold in the US or the UK, by the way. So why are you?
They see the overall value. They see the overall value in that fight
just a
from a worldwide
hater.
perspective.
Because why?
So
are
you mean?
okay?
So you mean it? Okay. So we're gonna go at this like this. So, from a worldwide perspective, you're saying that Joshua versus Wilder is a bigger fight worldwide than Joshua versus Fury.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not
We'll
even
see.
close. You know why it's not close?
But here's
because of United States pay-per-view.
Oh, man.
Joshua versus Wilder.
So wait, here's my question on that with Wilder, right? Why did it take that long for him to be a pay-per-view fighter?
Because Deontay Wilder was never meant to be the guy. The guy was supposed to be Seth Mitchell. He was the one getting the push. Deontay Wilder had to work his way up through the mud, through the ranks to get where he was at.
Work his way up through the ranks.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter about his journey. All that matters is that he is here now, and he is to be respected for what he brings to the game. And he brings a lot of money and a lot of interest to the game.
Oh my goodness.
And if you look at a lot of your boxing source videos, a lot of your highest rated shit is Deontay Wilder related. If you look at a lot of people's videos
that's
on
because
YouTube,
they know that they don't like
uh-huh.
Deontay Wilder in the picture.
Because if you look at a lot of people's videos on YouTube, a lot of their highest rated shit is Deontay Wilder. If you look at a lot of people's views on Twitter and Facebook, the highest rated shit is Deontay Wilder.
That's our boxing updates.
The guy. He is the Reggie Jackson of the heavyweight division. He is the straw that stirs the drink. And he is to be respected. And the way you show your respect
they stir the drink with salt. I mean,
Jay,
my bad.
Hey Jay, you can mute Matt anytime, right? You do have the right to mute him, right?
I absolutely do.
I'm just saying.
I absolutely have the right to mute him and the right to kick him out. But I just wanted to keep on talking.
Terrell, you're okay with JR saying that Wilder versus Joshua in 2021, this year, should not be 50-50?
No, and I just told you this. At this point, I would say the fight will be in the U.S. So, yes, it is 50-50 because Wilder does have pay-per-view success with him. He's bringing to the table. And on top of that, he's going to be
his retirement check.
And he would, in a sense, be the villain in this fight. So, I'm feel like that fight would definitely do probably 1 million pay-per-view buys, I'm guessing.
Yo, Deontay
it can't.
In the U.S. alone has generated over $100 million fucking dollars on pay-per-view.
Hey Matt, James didn't answer your question. What you said is Wilder versus Joshua a bigger fight than Joshua versus Fury? He didn't answer your question. Just throwing it out there.
Mike, are you done mowing the lawn or not?
Yeah, I took a shower and everything. I'm about to mute.
Oh, goodness.
I bet this is the first time JR ever had a naked man on the podcast. What the hell is going on here?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah. Slow down. Fix up the
slow
talk.
Down. Listen. First, you nearly took me out of this whole podcast talking about. Now you gotta make this comment, man.
I honestly, JR, I think you have finally revealed that you don't want Wilder versus Joshua. Because for you to say that the deal shouldn't be 50-50 the first fight and then 60-40 to the winner of the second fight, that just shows you don't want the fight. We know what it would take to get done.
Listen.
And you were okay with Fury getting 50-50 versus Joshua, even though it's not a bigger fight.
Listen. I don't
You're a
care if the fight gets made because I know that Joshua takes out Deontay Wilder. So you could have your whole deals, you could have your whole splits or whatever it is. But if they eventually concede and it's 50-50, then we'll know that once the fight is made and the fight is done, it will be the retirement check for Deontay LaShawn Wilder because we know that Joshua will take him out.
Oh my God.
Well,
Oh
And
my God.
Jay, real quick, what I was hoping for you to do, go back several years ago when Wilder and Joshua were into talks, and why did that ultimately fail? And because that failed, would that bring any sourness into future talks with them? So why did that fail, and would that affect future negotiations?
it could, but here's the thing. I have no control over what the split is going to be. So, if for any reason Deontay Wilder gets through this fight against Tyson Fury and they eventually negotiate a fight for Wilder and Joshua, then you would probably have a concession that it would be 50-50. But here's the thing. Two things. One, it wouldn't necessarily be on who said if Wilder won, it would be 50-50, and that's Eddie Hearn. Why? Because both sides would be involved in putting up the money for that fight. Okay. Now, second thing is, as far as Deontay LaShawn Wilder is concerned, I can't wait until July because all of the hopes and dreams
Oh God.
of the Deontay Wilder fan club.
This guy is a fucking this guy is a villain. This guy is a super villain. Yo, this guy is a super villain. What is going on?
All of the hopes and dreams of Deontay Wilder's fans could possibly come to a crushing end because I'm sorry, I just don't see where Deontay Wilder can get the win over Tyson Fury, even with what he's doing right now, even with the improvements that he's, pretty much trying to go through with Malik Scott, even with the quote unquote secret weapon or a secret person that they're bringing in for this particular fight, which we could have a few possibilities or a few names out there for it. But hey,
I have
I
a question for
actually have
y'all.
a big one too. I have a big one too, Matt. But I don't think it would happen. You know what that name is, but I don't think that would happen anyway.
What's the name?
Somebody that's already sparred Fury in the past. That is a highly profiled name.
Who we talking about?
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm lost. Help me.
Who you think? Who you think? Yeah. Throw a name out there. Who you think?
The guy that we say is going to get the winner of this particular fight.
Anthony Joshua?
Yep.
Wait. You think he's gonna be in camp with Wilder?
Has he been in camp with Fury before?
You think Anthony Joshua would be in camp with Wilder?
Hey, at least we know one thing. I know it ain't Michael Hunter.
It should be.
But it's more realistic to be Michael Hunter than for Joshua. Joshua afraid of Wilder. Why would he be like?
Oh, here we go. Here we we go. Listen.
You just
Here
put the
we
battery
go.
in JR back.
Wait. I forgot. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Not only do we have the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club on here, we have the vice president of the Deontay Wilder fan club on here. Oh,
Yes, my sergeant in
man.
arms. My sergeant
Oh,
in
I
arms.
slept on
Let's
that.
go.
Oh my God, I slept on that. Listen,
Yo, you're a hater, JR. This is crazy. Yo, I never
listen.
knew that you were this big of a Deontay Wilder hater. Like, this is
That
crazy.
he would say
Wait a
that.
minute.
This is
Joshua would
crazy.
come and camp with
Wait,
him.
so wait, if I said what it takes for Deontay Wilder in order for him to defeat Tyson Fury and give him the pointers as to defeating Tyson Fury, would I be such a hater if I gave out those pointers for Deontay Wilder to take into account and to put in his notepad that he should have while he's training with Malik Scott? Would I be a hater if I even disclose that information?
JR, you a hater. You said this man shouldn't get 50-50 in the year of 2021.
In the
This is
year of
crazy.
2000,
Crazy.
in the year of the Gregorian calendar, 2021.
So Matt, let me ask you a question, and I'm gonna speak from the mouth of Eddie Hearn. So I'm promoting for Anthony Joshua, unified heavyweight champion, pay-per-view success, and I have 3 belts. So that means you guys will get 40 while we keep 60. Mainly because I have 3 belts. What would you say to that? How would you refute that?
That's not acceptable.
But how would
Not
you refute the fact
acceptable.
that I have 3 belts that I've
Let me ask
defended
you a
multiple
question.
times?
If
Let me
they
ask you a
didn't give
question.
Tyson Fury 50-50, then that would be more of a argument.
Exactly.
But if they're giving him 50-50,
Exactly.
who does not have the backing or
He doesn't have
like,
the drawing power of Deontay Wilder.
and they giving him 50-50, are you kidding me? Like that takes away all of their arguments that Deontay Wilder should not get 50-50, at least on the first fight. I'll let you finish talking, Matt, but I just want to say that.
No,
Well,
you're
I
absolutely.
think the strength of the Fury Joshua negotiation was based upon money coming from the UK. That's why they would say, you know what, both these guys are from here, so let's go and split this shit right down the middle and not even fuck around. But that's
Listen.
it.
But the thing, why would they make that concession from Fury, who really hadn't, like, his numbers probably aren't that great in the UK
It's not.
even.
It's not. And no one can say that he draws anywhere. Fury does not draw, period.
Well, and to your credit, he's never been on a pay-per-view event in the UK because he didn't get big until he came over here across the pond. We know that.
Until he rolled Wilder's back.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Listen, all we know is Fury don't draw, and he was going to get 50-50. Fury versus Wilder. I mean, Joshua versus Wilder draws more, if not the same amount that Fury versus Joshua draw on pay-per-view in the UK. But in the US, Fury versus Joshua is a pimple on the butt of Joshua versus Wilder on pay-per-view in the US.
That's not their fault.
Close. It's not close. Wilder and Joshua is the bigger fight, and it would draw more money. So why are we pretending like Wilder shouldn't get 50-50 then? When we know it's the bigger fight.
Because the value of Deontay Wilder gets shot up a whole lot more than it actually should be. And that was the point. Here's the thing.
So the value of Fury didn't get shot. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying Fury should get 50-50, but not Wilder. I don't get it.
And I brought it up to you. What does it mean from a world scale? You see, this is my thing. You were bringing up America like America is the be all end all for the sport of boxing. It's not.
It's the Mecca.
It's not.
It is the Mecca.
Oh, come on, man.
It's where
have you seen Las Vegas? Have you been to Las Vegas, James? You haven't seen the Mecca?
Stop it. Come on. Stop it.
Yo, all I know is that Anthony Joshua's biggest paydays have been outside of the UK, Saudi Arabia and New York. So you can't tell me on a world scale that.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything about the fight being in the UK though.
Yeah, but you're telling me that Wilder versus Joshua on a world scale is not bigger than Joshua versus Fury? Like, are you kidding me?
But we'll see because, like I said, come this fight that's coming up between Wilder and
Yep.
Fury will
Hate
have the upper hand.
Uh-huh.
Fury will be victorious.
Yeah.
And we
Let's
won't
hope that
have
upper
to
hand
do-
is covered by a proper glove.
And not an open.
Oh, that was
fist.
the other thing. That was the other thing about that interview. Oh, I forgot. Why is it that Deontay Wilder still is bringing up those things there?
Why not?
Remember, Terrell was talking about this whole thing about a suit and everything like that. Why is it that Wilder still has to bring that up? If
Why not?
I'm him, I would go ahead and I'd say, you know what? Let's just move on from that. I'm focused on getting Tyson Fury. He could do whatever he wants. He could have some type of thing going on with his gloves. We got people that'll watch him, taping his gloves. That'll be that won't be JD's this time, even though he's still with them. So, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do my thing, and I'm gonna say, you know what? Let the best man win. And given Deontay Wilder's confidence, he feels like it's going to be him. So if the fight goes down and he ends up losing again, then he can't say anything after that particular fight.
Okay.
He can't.
I have a question for y'all. When Wilder wins this next fight against Fury, should he give Tyson Fury a rematch?
No, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Hell no.
Well, I mean, the thing will be one win, one loss, and one draw in 3 fights.
Listen,
hey, it could be like Manny Pacquiao versus like 3 other fighters that he's had fights against. It could be Marquez. It could be Tim Bradley. It could be.
Only thing I know is that Fury tried to screw Wilder out of his rematch, and after Wilder stiffens him, he should be done with him forever.
I agree.
Nah.
I agree.
I think. Oh man, I forgot about Conspiracy JR making a return. Man. I forgot. Oh man.
What's the conspiracy?
I ain't even gonna disclose what the other conspiracy was gonna be.
And
you just
Fury's
said
a
it,
coward, by the way.
Huh?
Fury is a coward, by the way.
Oh my god. So if he actually goes through with this particular fight, are you gonna not say that he's a coward?
I have a feeling he's gonna try to pull out.
Will he cheat this time, or will he fight fair and square?
He fought fair and square on February 22nd, 2020.
Ain't he getting investigated by the feds or something like that?
Oh, that was a rumor from Matt. That was on the rumor report. No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying.
It wasn't. Come on, man. Don't do that to me.
Oh man. Someone said that if Fury wins, he's not going to want a 4th fight. The thing about it is Fury will be on his last fight on the top ranked deal after this particular fight that takes place. So what would it be? Would it be yet another fight against Deontay Wilder or trying to get a fight against Anthony Joshua?
That's
I
actually a
would
great
love
point.
to see Tyson Fury's life spiral out of control back into drugs after he loses to Wilder. That's what I want.
He said,
Hope his wife leaves him. Hope she takes the kids.
Oh, so he says Fury is not going to want a 4th fight after Wilder wins. But that's the big if Wilder wins.
And
Oh my gosh.
let me pose a question real quick. So we know that the arbitrator forced ahead into the third fight. I mean, we don't know at this point. Is there any contractual language that would dictate and call for a fourth fight in the event of a Fury
No.
loss?
No.
No, in conspiracy JR says that this thing was all for show.
What do you mean? Oh, you gotta explain that.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? As Matt has said, that there was going to be a third fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. One side said the contract basically expired. But here's the thing, right? Matt, what basically took place in this particular process? First, there was mediation and then arbitration, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So both of those supposedly took place, and the arbitration took place, and they ruled that Deontay Wilder is owed a third fight.
Correct.
How many days did it take from that particular judgment that was made until the contract was signed?
By both parties or by one party?
By the time it was done by both parties.
Took about 5 days. Saturday.
5 days. Okay. So you mean to tell me that they were able to come up with, draw up, even though the financial terms were already set, that the contract was already done and signed within a week. And on top of that, here's the other thing. Arbitration costs money. Mediation costs money.
Okay.
So you mean to tell me that they would go through that whole process just to get this? I don't think so.
What do you mean?
I don't think so.
I don't get it. I don't get what you're saying.
I don't think so. What? Okay, so you mean to tell me that one particular party has put in that much money to go through this particular process just for this fight?
Yes.
For how, you know how long that takes, and how how much they charge usually per hour for those for that practice? That's a lot of money.
So you think Wilder poor?
Huh?
You think Deontay Wilder, Al Haymon, and Shirley Finkel are poor?
I think both of them were in on it. That's conspiracy, GR.
No, I the reason why the contract was signed so quickly was because the arbitration was, does Fury have to uphold the terms of the contract? The contract itself was already drawn up. That's why it was so quick. They didn't have to do anything. You just have the terms of the regular contract.
Oh, somebody says that Deontay Wilder is gonna put the fear of God into him.
I believe it.
But he ended up signing that contract. But we'll see what happens here within the next series of weeks.
Yeah, we'll
as
see.
It leads in to this third fight.
We'll see.
Okay. Like I said, the closer and closer it comes, the more and more confident I'm going to be, and I will eventually put a steak dinner on the line.
We'll see.
We'll put a steak dinner on the line.
We'll see.
Malik Scott is preparing Deontay Wilder for the fight of his life. This will be the fight.
Wilder wins, I don't want a steak dinner. I want you to subscribe to Malik Scott's OnlyFans.
Oh, wait a minute. Yo, on that video, did they post a link?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Subscribe to that man's OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
How long he got to subscribe?
6 months. 6 months.
You said 6 months.
Yeah.
Content's on his OnlyFans. Please tell me.
Huh?
Oh my God.
What Terrell said?
It's weird.
Yeah, repeat that, Terrell. Oh.
I think Terrell has left the building.
Listen. Yo, I'll table that proposal for a couple of weeks.
Hey, I think JR gonna drop out of the bet.
Oh, is that a call out? So
I wouldn't bet you on
Listen.
it, man. I would take the dinner. You already owe me a bottle of
I
whatever
was
of my
supposed
choice.
to be down there this week, so
Oh, really?
I'll have to go to the Davis Barrios fight. Either that, or you're gonna have to send me a link to the closest liquor store or something.
Well,
This place that delivers.
I don't drink no more, so I don't like not as much. So I don't really drink no more. So I wanna have a coupon to trade in my bet.
All right, we'll have to arrange that then.
You going to the
But-
fight as media or what you going to the fight as?
Man, well, I already put in the application, so
Put me
this
in one.
time- All right, so we'll see about that. But for
If
that
you go,
July,
I'm sorry for cutting you off. If you go otherwise, let me know because
Yeah.
I'm debating as well.
all right. So that's the thing for Davis Barrios, but the bet for Malik Scott.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna take. You know what, man? Screw tabling it, man. I'm putting it on the. I'm gonna put it on the line. I'm putting it on the line on the boxing source. If Deontay Wilder wins the rematch, I will subscribe for 6 months.
You know I'm gonna put this on Twitter, right?
I know. Well, hold on. Because if you're putting it on Twitter, this has to be done the proper way.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We have to have this thing as a soundbite, okay, and have it be as clear as possible. So
Yep.
Here we go. People that are listening to the boxing source, okay, the bet was placed on the line. Mr. Matt said that if Deontay Wilder wins this fight against Tyson Luke Fury, that the host of the boxing source has to subscribe to Malik Scott's OnlyFans page for 6 months.
Let's go.
And as the host of the boxing source, I accept the challenge. I do
Let's
not run from the challenge. Let's do this. Let's go. We in it. I'm all in. Let's go. Because Tyson Fury is going to win. I am not going to bring myself.
Just so you know,
subscribe.
just so you know, you are betting on a crackhead. I just want to point that out. You are literally betting on a crackhead.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. That is one lesson, folks. Never trust a crackhead. Never trust a crackhead.
I can't wait.
Oh goodness.
The
So y'all
Bomb
have
Squad
the
Revenge
sound, y'all
Tour.
basically have the sound bite of the year. I've accepted the bet.
What's the return bet though?
Oh. I'll have to get one for Matt. I'll figure one out. I'll definitely figure one out. Cause
You got to make Matt go back on the same group that got him canceled off Facebook, and he got to start like posting again.
Nah. Hell
nah. We don't deal with snitches, man. We don't deal with Facebook snitches like that. Listen, I might just have to give him the return bet.
Hell no. I don't want to see that.
But I will come up with something because this yo. Oh man, this is going all over boxing Twitter.
Man, how you gonna ask him to do it and not be willing to do it yourself?
Because he ain't willing to take that chance like I am. He ain't willing to put himself out there.
Listen, I said I like to see big beefy men bumping meat, but I don't want to see Malik Scott's meat. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Malik Scott. He is going to be the brains behind the operation. And the operation is Operation Glass a Glass. Eye for eye,
God.
Back in blood, the big payback, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, 2-time WBC heavyweight champion, and the new lineal heavyweight champion in the world. Bomb Squad, baby.
Oh, man. I got to end it on this, man. This has been one of the best podcasts. Yo, Matt has brought himself up to another level. He basically took me out in the middle of a podcast. For the first time in history, somebody laughed their ass so hard that they nearly passed out on the podcast. Oh man. Yo, that's it for this podcast, man. Oh God. We back at it next week, hopefully, during this Mayweather Paul extravaganza or whatever it is. And like I say at the end of every show, point of boxing is to hit and not get hit, not to stand and trade. On that note, folks, I'm out and I am not. I'm not gonna pay no OnlyFans. Get the fuck out of here. Oh man, yo, come on. All right, man. You could close it out strong, man, because you got me, son.
Bomb Squad, baby.
We out.